Greetings parents, my name is Nolazi Mabale, the HOD for the foundation phase, or rather the departmental head. I would like to give you a warm welcome into the assessment briefing for term 3, and this one is specifically for the grade 1s. Now the aims of this assessment run through are as follows: to empower parents with the knowledge and to prepare for assessments, to create seamless curriculum communication portals, and to fulfill the aims of the school, district, as well as the province. So different teachers will be covering different subjects. Thank you for joining us and enjoy.
Good day parents, I'll be running through the assessment plan for Mathematics Grade 1. In Mathematics we have 5 different components that we assess. These are number operations and relationships, patterns, functions and algebra, space and shape, measurement, and lastly data handling. In week 5, week 6 and week 7, we will be focusing on the component of number operations and relationships. Here, the activities we'll be looking at are number symbols, before, between, and after. For example, which number comes before 2, which is 1. We'll be focusing on more and less, problem solving, sharing, ascending and descending order, placing numbers from biggest to smallest and from smallest to biggest. In week 6, we'll be looking at counting in 2s, 5s, and 10s, halving and doubling numbers, and repeated addition. Week 7, we'll be looking at place value, decomposing numbers. Here, for example, if you're decomposing 15, that means it'll be a 10 and a 5. Decomposing 13, that means it's a 10 and a 3. Number names, problem solving regarding money, word sums, plus and minus, number bonds 7, 8, and 9. For example, if you've got the number bond 7, what and 3 will give you 7. So the learners will have to say 4. Addition and subtraction on number lines. In week 6, we'll also be looking at the component patterns, functions, and algebra. Here, the learners will be copying, extending, and describing geometric patterns, counting backwards and forwards in ones in the number range 1 and 80. They'll be counting backwards and forwards in 2s, 5s, and 10s in the number range 1 and 50. Then in week 4, they'll also be focusing on the component space and shape. Here, the learners will recognize and draw a line of symmetry, meaning they will draw a line on a picture and the left side should look exactly as the right side. They will recognize and name 2D objects. They will sort objects into those that roll and those that slide. So if given a picture, for example a box and a ball, the learners should know which object will roll. The learners should also know which object will slide. In week 3, we'll be looking at the component measurement. Here the learners will measure, estimate, and compare volume. For example, water in bottles. The learners should be able to recognize which one is more, which one is less, which ones are equal. They'll also be assessed on time, and here they should focus on the days of the week and the months of the year. In week 5, the learners will be also assessed on the last component, which is data handling. Here, the learners will have to collect and sort semi-concrete objects, indicate information on the graph, and answer questions about the data on the graph. So they'll be given a graph, which they'll have to interpret and answer the questions based on what is appearing on the graph. Thank you very much.
Afrikaans First Additional Language, we have 3 learning areas: Luister en Praat, which is listening and speaking; Klanke en Lees, which is phonics and reading; Skryf, which is writing. Under Luister en Praat, we will have 2 activities. The first activity says, Leicester Nadisene and taken a paper and a brinky, which means the learners are expected to listen to a sentence or sentences and draw a matching picture. The second activity says, Toon begrip van basiese mondelinge woordeskat deur na voorwerpe te wys. This means that the learners are expected to show understanding of basic oral vocabulary by pointing objects. So they will be shown pictures and they have to say what the picture is or say the correct name of the picture. Under the phonics or klanke learning area, we will also have two activities. The first activity is based on meervoud, which translates to plurals. Learners will be expected to show their understanding of plurals by listening to the word and circling the correct picture. The second activity will be based on beginning sound or begin, and the learners will write the beginning sound of each picture given. Under the reading or lees learning area, learners will listen to a story and answer the questions orally. The name of the story is Goeie and the Three Bears, which is Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And lastly, under the writing or scribe learning area, the learners will be given a picture that they have to label correctly based on the topic, clothes we wear in winter.
Good day, parents. This is Teacher Dulcie. I would like to walk you through our assessment plan for Term 3, 2025. We will be starting with listening and speaking. The learner will have to listen to a story and draw a picture about the story, then answer questions orally about the story, and then we do phonics, which include plurals and the sounds which have been provided with our spelling test. And then we'll also have a spelling test. Phonics mark is out of 10. And then we'll be doing a reading. We have a group guided reading. The story is called A Cold Bear. And we have individual reading, Shelley at the Beach. Then we move on to writing. The learners will have to write their own sentences about their holidays. This is written and then they draw a picture about what they have written, which is going to be out of 10. And then we have handwriting. Handwriting, the learner will have to form lowercase letters and write their own sentence, which will be out of 5. So the total mark for our assessment will be out of a total of 40 marks. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the Life Skills Grade 1 Assessment Brief. Our Life Skills Assessment has 3 sections. Section A is Beginning Knowledge, Personal and Social Well-being. Section B is Creative Arts. And Section C is Physical Education. In Section A, Question 1, the topic is My Community. The learners must know and identify the places in the community, such as the church, school, park, clinic, home, hospital, etc. And they should know the definition of a community. In Question 2, the topic is People in My Community. The learners should know the people who help us in the community, such as a firefighter, a cashier, a postman, a vet, a doctor, and what they do in the community to help us. For example, a vet takes care of sick animals. A postman delivers mail to our houses. And Question 3, the topic is pets. The learners should know how to take care of pets. And in Question 4, the topic is manners and responsibilities. The learners should be able to write 5 words that show good manners, such as thank you, please, good morning, etc. And in question 5, the topic is plants, seeds, and food. The learners must be able to list the 4 parts of the plants, and they should know the food pyramid and know healthy and unhealthy food and where different food comes from and how we store certain food. In section B, creative arts, question number 6 is performing arts. The learners will practice and perform the song Garden Yoga in front of the class. They will be performing actions while singing the song. We have already started practicing the song in class, so by the time they get access, they will be able to know the lyrics and the actions to the song. In question 7, which is visual arts, the learners will create 3D modeling of their favorite pets with Play-Doh. And in section C, question 8, which is physical education, the learners will balance beanbags on different parts of their body. Thank you.